All right, so here is the brand new power wheel I just purchased. It is perfect for a redesign for electric power. My goal is to make this some type of drift trike. Let's see what I could do. Every time I make a loud noise, my wife always seems to come out. She wanted to know if I'm hurting her precious stamped concrete. I said no. So this is the power wheel flipped upside down to kind of show you why I picked this. It actually starts with a metal frame here and here. The only plastic weakness part is connecting this rod to this plastic, and then it's plastic and the metal. So I'm going to bypass this and pull this down, weld brackets here and here and here to hold this. So this is one with metal. Cut this here, extend, push this back so it can fit an adult, right? Because it's a power wheel. And then re-weld this to a new frame or a new piece of tube. And then cut all this off where I can fit the motor. And this will be extended. It should be strong. The only weak link left is the steering rods. It's a metal rod, but it's connected to plastic. So we'll let that go until something breaks, and then we'll fix that later if it breaks. But for right now, we'll just leave that alone. That's about it. Right, so here we're making sure it's even on both sides and extending the frame for an adult. Just showing you the perspective of how this all fits like a puzzle. Extending the back end of the frame that's the right width for everything to fit into. Reinforcing the bottom end of where the engine mount is placed.
This is the adjustable chain tensioner that will be from each side. I had to make a custom end to hold the wheel on the front end. I had to make my own threads, so I got the right threads I wanted and welded it in so the wheel could stay put. Cutting the metal to mount the brake caliper onto the rotor. Making a brake pedal from scratch using a door hinge and a sheet of metal. The master cylinders for the brake calipers go right through the hole, 2 of them, and go right to the brake pedal. The controller could only fit one way, and it was only sideways like this. Alright, getting to the jack shaft system, I wanted the gear ratio to be 8:1. So I had to get a custom made sprocket from Azusa go-karts. It's out of aluminum, and then we go from there. Making the battery module that holds the fuse, the shunt, and everything that we need. It's all out of aluminum. Tapping M5 threads to put the top plate on. Making the brackets to fit the battery module to the frame. So here's the final module that I made out of aluminum wrapped in a carbon fiber vinyl. Here are the cells to equal 118 volts, 28S. The fuse, the BMS, and all the connections. Here I am just basically wiring it to the BMS correctly. Putting on the top plate, I threaded M5 threads, and here we go. Charging it is simple. It has a Bluetooth module, so you just log into your iPhone and you simply go through the parameters. So we could start right now. So you could see that it detects 28 cells. They're all in the relative zone, 3.9 I think volts each cell, and it's telling you different things. And what we want to eventually do is get to the parameter settings, which you only have to do like 2 things and the thing's set for life. So it's really simple. Here we go, battery type. So we're gonna set the amp hours, which this is 22. There we go. Confirm. We're gonna set the cells, which is 28. Confirm. And it already knows it's a lipo ion or lipopolymer, same thing, meaning 3.7. And it's set. Other than that, the thing will do everything automatic, and every time you want to monitor this thing, you plug in your iPhone, or not plug in it, you just open your iPhone, and you could see exactly what's going on with your battery. Fine-tune the controller to the motor is pretty simple with this controller. It basically has an auto-learn feature that will do everything automatic, basically with the twist of a throttle. And after it's done doing its calibration, it will automatically save the data, and it will tune the controller to the motor. The only other thing that you might want to adjust would be the throttle response and the throttle voltage start point and end point. Other than that, everything is pretty much done, and you can adjust the bus bar currents, the phase current, and tons of other stuff, but you really don't need to. All right, so unfortunately, this thing is just very, very unstable. It's not meant to go fast as it's a power wheel to begin with. So I did my best to try to make it a drift trike in the reverse with 2 in the front, 1 in the rear. And we never got to use the actual PVC sleeve that goes over the rear. This would have been cool because I only found 2 places, maybe 1 place in the world that sells them this big that was available for, you know, cut instead of buying like a truckload of these things. So with that said, the problem is this is just not meant for, you know, basically going, it just, if you hit the wrong type of speed and you hit something wrong, it just goes back and forth. And it's the most scariest thing because I've almost flipped out of this thing now 3 times. And I was making the video and I just said, we can't finish, you know, be a hospital bill or something. So, I mean, I've had too much road rash in my life. So instead of scrapping this whole project, I was thinking, how can we make a part 2 and make something really cool? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of this front steering column completely. We're just gonna throw it away. But I'm gonna save the tires, the wheels and tires, the front brakes obviously, and I'm gonna obviously save the battery and all the work I put in back here. All right, so this won't change. So I'll keep the jack shaft system. It's not really necessary for what we're going to do, but it'll still be great because it'll line the sprocket up where we want, and it'll be a really low gear ratio. Right now this is 8-to-1, but I'm going to bring it a little higher to 6-to-1. I figured since we're going to have more stability, what I'm about to do will give it a little bit more top speed. Will be probably a benefit. We're going to put 2 back wheels in the back and 1 in the front. So it'll be one of the original type of drift trikes you see on YouTube all over, just more standard instead of reverse. So we're gonna put 2 in the back. So it'll be another pillow block. This is a pillow block, it's a 5/8. It'll be a pillow block here, 1 inch. Pillow block here, 1 inch. And that will be on adjustable movement, so it could tighten this chain. This tire will obviously be gone. So it'll be a 36-inch shaft axle with 1 tire, another tire, and then a sprocket in the middle. And all this will be the same. The other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut down right here. I'm gonna do that in a second, and cut there and get rid of all this. Throw it all away because that's junk. This battery is making it extend long. The reason for it to be kind of like a go-kart to fit an adult is why it's so long. But for a drift trike, you want it short as possible. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this battery right here. I'm gonna get rid of all this crap. The battery's gonna go as close as it can to the motor. And then the seat will sit right on top of the battery, just like that. And then this will be an empty space now, right here. And this will allow me to take one of the extra wheels left over, instead of using a bike, you know, like a bicycle, a fat tire bicycle, front tire a lot of people use. I'm gonna use what I have here. So basically I'm gonna take all these parts you see here and turn it into something really cool. So instead of going and find a bicycle, I'm just gonna take the other spare wheel and tire with the disc brake and caliper and make my own fork system and have that tire right here. So look how much shorter that wheelbase is now. So the tire will be here, your seat will be here, and your 2 wheels will be there. And this should be definitely pretty cool. It should definitely drift. And then I already ordered 1 more of these suckers, because now we'll need 2 for the back. And then we could really start to drift. So stay tuned for that video, subscribe, and we could that video will come out and you can check it out. Thank you.
Well, later.
You ready?
Don't go fast.
Let's see if this thing works. We gotta move this steering wheel up here. But for us to test, let's see if this thing works. Oh. All right, where's my phone? It's our switch motor direction. All right, you recording me?
Yeah. Don't go fast, please.
You got me?
Mm-hmm.
Recording? We're gonna go that way. You ready? They're smoking.